There is one thing that almost everyone notices when they reach middle age. Before, you would get up in the morning and immediately stand up. Now, you first sit down, sit for a while, feel your legs, back, and shoulders. And only then do you carefully stand up. Not because it hurts, but because it feels like you don't have enough strength. Not the kind of strength you show off at the gym or on the stairs, but inner strength. Support. It's as if there's a little less of you inside. This isn't just imagination. It's what's known as muscle loss. But don't immediately think of bodybuilders and barbells. We're not talking about muscles that bulge under a t-shirt, but muscles that are invisible, yet hold the whole body together. They lift you off the couch. They give you confidence in your gait. They hold your spine so your back doesn't ache. They also help your heart, lungs, and even your brain. With age, muscles really do start to disappear, imperceptibly, without a sound, as if someone were taking away a handful of strength every night. A person seems to be doing everything the same, sleeping, eating, walking. But suddenly they notice. They used to be able to hold a jar of pickles with one hand, but now they need two. They used to lift their leg to put on a sock, but now they have to sit down. And many people think, well, it's old age. It's normal. No, it's not normal. The body does not age according to the calendar. It ages when it does not get what it needs. And muscles do not disappear because you are getting older, but because the body has started a survival process. The body decides, if a person doesn't move much and doesn't give me the nutrients I need, then they don't need muscles. It's better to save energy for something more important. And it begins to break down what used to build your whole life, your strength. But there is a way to reverse this process. And it doesn't start with exercise machines. It doesn't start with protein. It doesn't even start with walks. It starts with one small signal, which can be sent to the body with just one substance. But more on that later. Right now, it's important to understand the main thing. If you feel that your body is getting weaker, that climbing stairs requires effort, that the door handle is stiff, it's not your fault, and it's not the end. It's the beginning of your body's conversation with you. The question is, can you hear it? Let's imagine a house. It's big, cozy, and reliable. It has everything: windows, a roof, and furniture. But if at some point you stop adding bricks, floors, and beams, it will start to fall apart, not right away. First, a corner will start to lean, then a crack will appear somewhere, and then one day, everything will collapse. The same is true of muscles. They are the building blocks of our body. Without them, everything starts to falter. The heart works intermittently, because muscles are not just arms and legs. They are also the heart itself. Breathing becomes more shallow because the muscles of the diaphragm weaken. Even the intestines work less efficiently because they are also surrounded by a muscular corset. So, strength is not just about muscles. It is life. What does the body do when it senses that the muscles are weakening? It begins to protect what is left. It slows down the metabolism. It slows down the immune system. Even the brain goes into economy mode. This leads to sleepiness during the day, anxiety at night, poor appetite, and apathy. Everything is connected. But the saddest thing is that people stop moving, not because they don't want to, but because they can't. And the less they move, the faster their muscle tissue melts away, and a vicious circle begins. But there is a way out of this circle, and it's not about forcing yourself to go for a walk or to the gym. It's like trying to turn on a lamp without connecting the wire. First, you need to send your body a signal. I am ready to recover. And this signal can be sent with just one substance, one vitamin that helps the body believe in itself. And then the house stops falling apart. It starts to grow again. Many people think that if muscles disappear, then you need to eat more or move more. The logic seems clear. But then why are there people who eat well, walk, do housework, and yet their bodies still weaken? Why does your hand get tired after the 5th plate and your legs feel like they're about to give out after a trip to the store? Because it's not just about activity and food. It's about the fact that all of this isn't being absorbed. It's not reaching the muscles. It's as if there's a broken bridge between your plate of soup and your body. And there's one brick missing from that bridge. Not protein, not carbohydrates, not calories, but an element that helps everything else work. This element becomes less and less in the body with each passing year. Because with age, the ability to absorb it decreases. Even if you eat right, even if you take vitamins. The body simply stops absorbing it, like dry earth dripping with water, but still cracking. There is food, but there is no strength. What element are we talking about? One substance that plays a key role in muscle recovery, but it is rarely tested in medical analyses. It is almost never prescribed in local clinics. And certainly no one says that without it, protein simply does not work. Like a key without a lock. This substance is an assistant. It does not build muscles directly, but it sends a signal to the body. Okay, you can work. You can start recovery. You can give strength. Without it, muscles are like they're asleep. You can't wake them up with meat, training, or massage. This substance is like sunlight for plants. You can't see it. But if you take away the sun, the plant will wilt, even if the soil is watered. It's the same with this vitamin. It doesn't give strength on its own. But without it, everything else is useless. You can eat meat, fish, cottage cheese, but if your body lacks this vitamin, the protein simply passes through. It does not become part of the muscle. It does not restore tissue. It does not heal. And the person continues to weaken, despite all their efforts. Why isn't this talked about more often? Because it seems too simple. One vitamin, and that's it? Yes, exactly. But only on one condition. It must be in the right form, in the right amount, and taken regularly, without breaks, without random doses. The paradox is that almost everyone has this vitamin at home. It can be in a first aid kit, in food, even in the sun, but people don't know how to use it properly. And in the meantime, the body waits. It waits for a signal that it's time to turn on the power, that it's time to come alive. And when that signal comes, amazing things happen. People suddenly notice that they don't want to sit still, that their body is moving forward on its own, that it feels like a motor is waking up inside them. It's not a miracle, it's biology. It's just that the body has finally received what it has been waiting for many years. It's not the rarest. It's not even the most expensive. But it is this vitamin that triggers the restoration of muscle tissue, especially in a body that has been living on economy for a long time. It's like opening a door that no one has touched for years. And behind that door is energy, movement, strength. We're talking about vitamin D. Don't yawn just yet. Because we're not talking about sunshine or the beach. We're talking about what happens deep inside you when you get enough of this vitamin. Vitamin D isn't just responsible for your bones. That's its old reputation. In fact, it is involved in almost everything, especially in muscle function. It activates the enzymes that deliver nutrients into cells. It helps cells decide that they need to build rather than break down. It is like a wise builder. It checks the blueprints, gives the orders, and makes sure everything goes according to plan. Vitamin D also regulates the immune system, supports mood, improves sleep, and helps absorb calcium and magnesium, the very building blocks of muscle tissue. Without it, everything falls apart like a house without a foundation. But there is a caveat. Simply walking in the sun is not enough. After the age of 60, the body stops producing vitamin D in the necessary amounts, even if you spend time outdoors every day. The mechanism that used to work easily begins to malfunction. And to turn it back on, you need to do something different. And this is where the moment of truth comes, because it is possible to replenish vitamin D. It's not difficult, but it's important to do it right. Don't just grab the first bottle you see. Don't swallow handfuls. Understand what your body needs to hear the signal. First, the vitamin must be in an active form. That is, not just vitamin D, but the specific type that the body can use right away without additional processing. It is found in certain supplements, but it is also found in food, for example in fatty fish, egg yolks, and liver. The problem is that we eat very little of these foods, and even if we do eat them, we don't always absorb them. Secondly, vitamin D works better in combination with fats. Without a drop of oil, it simply isn't absorbed, so a glass of skimmed milk or a capsule on an empty stomach is a waste of time. But add a drop of olive oil, some warm porridge, or a piece of salmon, and the vitamin starts to work. And thirdly, you need a rhythm, not once a week, not when you remember, but every day, like watering a plant, regularly, gently, without sudden bursts. And then the body responds. Inside, it's as if a light has been switched on. Muscles stop aching for no reason. The trembling in your knees disappears. The desire to walk returns, not because you have to, but because you want to. Because your body feels that it is being fed again. It is being heard again. It is being trusted again. There is one moment in the morning when you can tell that the process has begun. You wake up, and instead of heaviness in your body, you suddenly feel a slight tension. Not pain, just tone, as if someone inside has gently tightened the strings. The shoulders don't hang like a wet towel. The legs don't need a minute to get going. And the most amazing thing is that you want to get up. Just get up without negotiating with the bed. These are the first signs that the muscle tissue is coming back to life, that it is receiving nourishment, that it is building itself up. Because the body is an intelligent system. It will not waste energy on muscles if it is not sure it can support them. But as soon as vitamins appear, as soon as nourishment arrives, the body switches to recovery mode. Not athletic, not youthful, but mature, calm, stable. Stability appears. I want to repeat that word. Stability in gait, in movement, in state of mind. That feeling of having legs like cotton wool disappears. As if your steps might falter. The body becomes collected, as if it has found its center of gravity. And with that comes something else. Mood. Yes, muscles affect mood. Not only because they make it easier to move, but because the muscles are home to the chemistry of joy. They produce hormones that are responsible for motivation, calmness, and confidence. When the muscles are active, these hormones work. When the muscles fade, the mood drops. Not because life is bad, it's because the body is struggling. And that moment, when the desire to move arises, is more important than any workout, because all the body needs is a gentle push. Not running, not push-ups, just a step, slow but sure. Many people at this age begin to wonder, is it even worth starting? Maybe it's too late. Maybe it's better to just take pills. But at that moment, your body says, no, you've only just started. Because muscles recover at any age, if you give them a chance. And when vitamin D appears inside, when the body receives it and recognizes it, everything else becomes easier. Sleep becomes deeper. Appetite becomes calmer. Your memory becomes clearer. Yes, it may seem strange, but muscles are even connected to memory. The internal muscles are involved in breathing, and breathing is involved in oxygenating the brain. As soon as the body becomes stronger, breathing becomes deeper. The brain receives more nutrition, and it's like a film is being removed from your eyes. We begin to remember, think, and notice. These are all links in the same chain. That's why you can't treat muscles as an external sign of strength. They are your foundation, your nutrition, your emotions, your balance. And if you give your body the right signal, if you feed it regularly and support it, your body will repay you in spades. And now the body has responded. The muscles have begun to wake up. Strength is returning. And with it, energy for life. But here comes the most important question. How do you keep this process going? How do you avoid falling back into a routine where mornings are a struggle and evenings are exhausting? The answer lies in rhythm. Not in effort, heroism, or athletic willpower, but in a calm, consistent rhythm. Because after 60, the body is like a kind but vulnerable friend. It knows how to be strong, but it needs care, patience, and consistency. Every morning is a chance to start your recovery. You can start simple: a glass of warm water, a teaspoon of oil, flaxseed, or olive. It's like opening a door. The fat helps vitamin D absorb, and with it comes the signal to start all the processes. Then breakfast. Not sweet, with protein. This could be a boiled egg, a little fish, a spoonful of cottage cheese. Not a lot, but filling. Not heavy, but nutritious. Protein without vitamin D doesn't work. But vitamin without protein is like a key without a door. Together they create that very power that you begin to feel by noon. And if you add a little exercise, even just in your apartment, the effect is enhanced. No musts or shoulds, just one thing. I want to feel alive, and your body will hear you. In the evening, don't forget that muscles recover during sleep. Therefore, your last meal should be warm and calm, preferably without sugar. Preferably with porridge, vegetables, and lean protein. And one more important thing, a little bit of warmth. This could be a heating pad, a wool blanket, or a shower. Anything to help your body relax. Then it will better absorb all the signals you gave it during the day. And then what? Then something strange will start to happen. People around you will say, "You seem more energetic," or "You're walking differently," and you will feel it. You will feel that there is a core inside you, that your hands are yours again, that your gait is not caused by pain, but by choice. And this is not the effect of vitamins. It is the effect of care. Real, daily care. There's no need to fight time. You need to be friends with your body. Then it will respond. It won't betray you. It's waiting. Waiting for that very vitamin. Waiting for warmth. Waiting for you to take its side again. Let this one vitamin be not a pill, but a reminder that you are alive, that you can be strong, that there is enormous potential inside you that has simply fallen asleep. And now you know how to wake it up. Because life after 60 is when the most interesting things begin. When your body doesn't get in the way, but helps you. When your muscles don't disappear, but hold you up. And when every morning is not a test, but a new opportunity. And now, the most important thing. If you've listened this far, it means your body is ready. It's already reaching for recovery. It's already hearing you. All you have to do is take the first step. One small step, and your body will start to respond. Add this vitamin to your morning routine. Give your muscles the signal they've been waiting for. And in just a few days, you will notice that your energy is returning, your mood is improving, and you want to move, live, and breathe deeply. Don't wait for recipes or approval from others. Everything you need is already inside you, and now you know how to awaken it. Like this video if you feel inspired. Share this video with someone you care about. Let their body wake up too. And remember, age is not a sentence. It is an invitation to a new stage of life, where strength lies not in youth, but in awareness, in care, in choice. See you soon, and may every day be a day of strength.